It's 9:35 KDAY Mornings Show. Your boy Romeo. That's right. Celebrating our 40th anniversary, being the first hip hop station in the world. And you know this station would not even exist without people like my bro right here.
Come on, man. Speak on it,
Yo,
bro.
Eastwood in the building.
Come on, man. Look. I'll tell you one thing, bro. First of all, happy 40th anniversary, and I'm like. It's a blessing to be here because I remember back in the Gap when I seen you, just come up and doing your thing while I was doing my thing. It was always a mutual respect with us.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? And the timing is now for us to get busy.
Yeah,
what
man.
a great way to bring in the anniversary.
Come on, man.
I'm in the building, man. What's up, Rome?
We're going to talk about
baby.
that new coming your way. You got to get ready
sir.
for that. That's going to drop today, as
Yes,
a matter
sir.
of fact. But before we get to that, we always had a spot that we always know we'll find each other at some point. That's the basketball court.
That's the basketball court.
Come on.
We always find each other on the basketball court. That's just a mutual love we got, man. Like, we love this game, man. We love them fucking four corners,
yes,
man.
100%.
Basketball court. I love that shit. That shit saved my life.
With that being said, who's going to win the NBA championship? It's going down starting tonight, game one. Nuggets versus the Heat. Who you got?
I'm going to go with the Nuggets, man. I got to keep it West. You know what I'm saying? I know I hate it because they put my Lake show out, man.
Yeah.
But shit, I'm going to have to go with the Nuggets, man. I got to keep it West.
I feel you on that, too. But I got to go with the Heat because the Nuggets beat the Lakers.
Okay.
But here's the problem I didn't want.
Right.
When I thought the Celtics was going to win that game because Jason Tatum's my cousin.
Right, okay.
I did not want to have to root for him because, I don't want the Celtics getting that 18 back.
No.
Right?
No. Yeah, you already know. They rivals. That's crosstown rivals. We don't get down like that.
It-
Love you, Tatum, but
it worked out.
Yeah, it worked out.
for me
It
for
worked
this
out.
one,
Yeah,
man.
you didn't have to plead the case. Huh?
No, not at all, man.
All right.
So we're talking over expanded couple generations, right? Eastwood, you've been in this game, and now we're in a world where everything goes viral. You know what I'm saying? Now people can check out podcasts, things of that nature.
Yes.
So now you have a whole different audience that you're connecting to.
Yes.
So a lot of the first question might be, where'd you even get the name Eastwood from?
That's easy. I was born in the east side of L.A.
Okay.
South Central. And then I moved to Inglewood, played basketball for Inglewood, the Paul Pierce days. And the east side is where I grew up, where I was born in Inglewood. Shit, they got love for me, man. When I played ball and I got ranked in the nation, the streets just, they attached to me and I attached to the streets. So I never turned my back on Inglewood as well. So I just had to, I was like, how can I rep both sides, you know what I'm saying, without it being a conflict of interest? And I'm like, I'm going to just call myself Eastwood because I got love on the east side. Got love in the wood.
And you got skills, not just on the court, but it comes, bars,
Thank you, bro.
writing.
Thank you, bro.
So let's take this journey. How did Eastwood get connected to the whole Deathrow connection?
Oh, yeah. So I was staying with Corrupt, and we had a group, me and Roscoe, called YA, Young Assassins.
Yeah.
And, and Corrupt was like our that's big bro. He was a mentor. Corrupt and Daz and Snoop, they was big bros. And Suge was in jail. He was locked up at this time. And when I was there, we had so much music. I guess the music is circulated, started to, ring. We called a super buzz.
Yeah.
And it got to him. And when Suge heard it and he got out of jail for the whole Pac and Biggie shit, he made it a point to contact Corrupt and, got in contact with me. He asked, who is Eastwood? Who is that? You know what I'm saying? And he like, that's my little bro. And he do his thing. And we met. He sent the limousine to come pick me up from Corrupt House. And we had that meeting. In that first meeting, I played more music, and it was over. And I ain't looked back since. I've been eating it ever since. Shout out to Suge, man. Free Suge.
And you know what? KDAY Nation, please understand, this one of the days of Uber and Lyft. Fuck that, limos had to pick you up back
limos.
then. it was a different game,
for real,
bro.
A whole different ball game. No, it wasn't no Lyft situation, man.
It just felt different. You know what I mean?
It did, man. It was more genuine, man. Back in the Gap, when the people loved you and CEOs loved you, it was a certain way that they'll go about that. You know what I mean? Now everything is so just like materialistic and here, take this and y'all have a good one. It was more genuine back in the Gap, man. You know what I'm saying? That limousine ride changed my life. You know what I'm saying?
Because you knew what the destination was.
What?
Come on,
what?
man.
Super shit. Deathrow too, and I was a big fan. Come on, who wasn't a fan of Deathrow back then? You know what I mean? It was like fuck. And Pac, I was already a outlaw before Pac passed away. Shout out to the Outlaws, Noble, Moo, Edie. That's what molded me to be who I am today. My mind frame and how I think, and always being, focused and giving back and giving the streets what they want, like street gospel. You know what I'm saying? I come from that, being a foster kid out of L.A. I'm like, I got to give back somehow, some way, and it's through my ministry of music.
That's what's up, man. So you think about Deathrow. Obviously, I've had Quick up here, Nas Corrupt,
Shout out to them
Warren
guys.
G, Snoop. We
My
talked about the
bros.
days of Deathrow in the studio. Is there a story that you could share with KDAY Nation to make him like, yo, even though we was getting the job done, these were the things happening around us?
Which one? Which story? Which story? Yeah.
One.
I give you one. Because it's hella stories. Shit, Deathrow was a movie amongst itself.
Yeah.
But I was a baby boy coming in, and I seen like my first week of recording. I seen some shit, man, and it was basically somebody came in the studio and had something they wasn't supposed to have,
right?
And we wasn't having it, and the situation got dealt with. You know what I mean? And and the way it got dealt with is what make it so crazy. It showed me off the rip, like, yo, all right, this shit serious. This is for real. This is, you know, they just, you know, they kept it street all the way out, you know. But at the end of the day, I get it though, because it's about respect. But yeah, that was pretty crazy, and dude didn't think that. Yeah, it would go that far, but yeah, it went that far, and I gotta leave it at that. But yeah, it was crazy, bro. That shit was crazy as hell.
We can fill in the blanks. We can draw our pictures.
Yeah, it was ugly. Let's just say that never happened again.
So you think about Outlaws, you think about Tupac, the work ethic in Deathrow, which I already tell that's what you already bring.
Yes, sir.
So you adapting to that situation. How does it carry over? Because you would hit me up on the phone, like the whole when you heard Left Eye was coming to Deathrow.
Now you know that.
What was that about?
I was so like excited about that because I just wasn't expecting it. I you know, Left Eye, even though she got love from Deathrow and you know, her and Pac, you know, they had an undeniable love for each other. It was more so just I was shocked, you know what I mean? Because, you know, she doing her thing with TLC and for her to come and actually plant her feet with the label, it was like, damn, this is big, you know, because this is Deathrow and this is Left Eye, and she's you know, the sis is the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? That was dope for me.
Yeah.
Super dope. I was happy.
So Eastwood, so how did you get involved in sessions where you end up writing for her? Like, how did it even come about?
Okay, so as we would have sessions every night. I come back from the club, man, it's a party in that motherfucker. We cracking. When she signed, you know, the party kind of died down because she was in the lab. So we would just keep it, you know, strictly business on the music. And she just was in tune with the music that I was creating at the time, and probably by the second session, she was like, you know, I want you to write for me. And I'm like, me? Like, you want me to write for you?
Yeah.
You know, I'm a baby boy, so I'm like, what?
Wow.
Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anytime, sis, let's go. And I did a couple records, and that couple records turned into 5, and that 5 records turned into 7. And before you know it, she had her album. You know what I mean? That was complete.
Yeah.
And once I did the album, her album on Deathrow, she had another single that TLC was working on for their group.
Yeah. Called
Girl Talk. And I remember just getting woke up at like 3 a.m. It was her and Suge. And they was at the studio, and you can hear the music playing in the background. They like, man, we got a hit for you. Like Left Eye need this verse for this TLC joint. She wants you to do it. I'm like, yeah. So I got up, got to the studio. I get there. Left Eye is rolling up weed in an onion peel. In a straight onion peel, bro. And I'm like, is she rolling weed in an onion peel? Like, you know, she's super pure and just natured out, so I love her. But she was rolling in the onion peel, so I'm like, man, I pull out a blunt. Like, let's smoke in this before we get it. She like, nah, let's smoke in this. This the purest form you can smoke weed. I'm like, what? In an onion wrap?
Never heard of that.
I've never heard of it either until sis. She showed me that. I hit it like 2-3 times, and it actually worked. It hit. I was right. I wrote that record, bro, and I think she had 2 other people. The label had 2 other people write a verse for her too that they submitted to her. And when I completed it and it got back the next day, I got the call back like 8 a.m. Saying that they chose my verse for the single, and she recorded it and they did it, and that was her last single before she passed away. So shout out Big Sis, but that's history for me. That's iconic. That'll never go nowhere.
Come on.
I mean, like, I'm so blessed that God chose me to do that for Sis, because, you know, I always looked up to her, and, you know, the whole TLC, you know, I just love the fact that, you know, I was able, you know what I mean, and she chose me, and that she respected my craft enough to put that faith in me to do that. So super excited, bro. That was a game changer too.
Definitely, man. Eastwood, hang out with the KDAY Morning Show, your boy Romeo. And what I got out of that whole conversation, I got some iconic shit. I got that.
Yes, sir.
But what I also got is being dedicated to the game, because you got that call at 3 in the morning. That's like a doctor being on call.
Facts. 3
but
o'clock.
when the phone ring, you got to get up and go no matter what time it is.
You got to. Depends on how much you want it, man. And I wanted it. You know what I'm saying? I really, really wanted it. And I wasn't going to miss that for nothing in the world.
Yeah, so, all this is happening in your life. Unfortunately, Tupac passes away.
Yeah, man.
Time goes by. That's a hard loss. How did you take that, Eastwood?
I took it super hard, man, because Pac was the reason why I started writing any type of lyrics down anyway. I would write the shit that I was going through, you know what I'm saying, in my world, and I put it down, and that was my form of therapy. And I just got better and better with it, and it was because I would listen to the way he expressed his pain. So he opened up a whole nother avenue for me to feel, good about myself, even though, I was going through what I was going through.
Yeah.
And that it's okay to put these emotions down on paper and in lyric form and rap that shit and spit that shit. And the more I listened to him and the Outlaws and, excuse me, Snoop and them and the Easies and all of them, I just got better and better and better. And, Pac, it was just something about Pac. He a Gemini, I'm a Gemini too.
Yeah.
I'm June 14th, he June 16th. So it was just so many relatable issues that touched me. So when we lost him, it was like, yo, like I lost a big brother. You know what I'm saying? So that hit me deep, but it also got me more focused on what not to do and how not to move, and just remembering the things that he did teach the Outlaws that they can install in the kids today, in the world today. So that it touched me, man. It was like losing a big brother.
Man, I know it was, and we know we lost an icon when that happened. Yes. And shout out to the Geminis, because today's my birthday, June 1st.
You better come on with it. You a Gem too, bro?
Come on, man.
I knew it was something about your ass, bro. That's crazy.
And shouts out to Cece. She's born on the 16th.
Come on, Cece. Let's go,
man.
Man. Come on, look at that, man.
Yeah,
my daughter a Gemini. She the 17th, man. Look, we are some special creatures. I will say that, man. A lot of people, you a Gemini, first thing they say, Two-Face and all this. Man, listen. We the ones that people love to hate, but to love us, we get that back. I will say that when we love you, we love you. When we loyal as hell. You play with us, you're gonna get the other side for sure.
And the other side is ugly.
Ooh, I don't even want to see that, man.
Yeah, man.
Ooh, wait.
So let's talk about the other side of once Tupac passes away.
Okay.
Now, you talk about there was a couple things you were involved in as far as Biggie and Pac documentaries that came out.
Yes.
How did you feel being a part of that? Is that something you wanted to do? Was it hard to do and reliving it almost?
You know what's crazy? Like I explained to you, I was already a fan of Pac, beforehand. It was crazy to get this call from LT. Shout out to LT Hutton and Benny Boom, because I did All Eyes on Me first.
Yeah.
It was crazy to get that call and for him to ask me, did I want to read for Trayvon Lane, which is my dog. That's my boy. And it was. And I'm like, yo, it was so close to home. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That it was like, I was like, God, for real? Like, this what it is? I was so like, I was like blessed and like just torn. Like, how is this happening? That's when I knew I had a big feeling that this was meant for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I got called back to play Tupac security / one of his best friends on the label in the movie, All Eyes on Me, about Pac. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was just crazy. And then to double back with Anthony Hemingway, shout out to Anthony Hemingway, and do Unsolved, which is currently on Netflix right now with Tupac and Biggie. That was even more iconic because I love Big too. So it was like, yo, now I got both of them in one, and I'm a part of this TV show that fully explains what happened to the both of them.
Yeah.
No cuts, raw. Then I'm a part of the movie with Pac that I had this personal attachment to, you know what I'm saying? I knew it was meant for me. So I'm like, yo, this is crazy, man. I thought it was hella ironic, but God don't make mistakes, man.
No,
so it was meant to be for me, and I love it. I got new movies and new TV shows on the way I can't really talk about, but I'm talking to Kenya Barris too. Shout out to Kenya Barris. I got some good things on the way, and it's funny how a lot of those roles pertaining that whole Deathrow era, or Tupac and all that, or just the authenticity of hip hop, it finds me, bro. And I'm glad it's the Pac and the Biggies and somebody that I can relate to. You know what I mean? That I can give it back to. I love that. I love that.
This is the part of your journey that was meant to be.
Yes, man.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because there's testimony in it, there's storytelling in it,
Yes.
there's so much, all truth in it.
Yes, yes.
So it's an easy call for you.
It is. It really is, man. It's like I'm just riding my wave. That's what I like to tell people, man. I'm just riding my wave, the wave of life. You know what I'm saying? I don't want it to be too complicated. I don't want to overthink nothing. I just want to ride my wave and stay focused, man. And the more you do that, you know, the higher you go. You know what I'm saying? And you can see everything clear, like what's meant for you and what's not meant for you. You don't have to worry about it because it wasn't yours. You know what I mean? Can't nobody steal your blessing. And I learned that as I got older, and I'm just grateful that these blessings were right up under my nose, and I felt them so strong in my spirit that they doubled back on me. Yeah. Super grateful.
Love that, man. So you think about, as part of your journey, you've worked with the best, obviously, right,
Yes.
Eastwood? So
Yes.
is there an artist, whether back then or now, that you would love to write for or work with, that really like stands out, like, man, I would like to fuck with this dude on something?
Yeah, I gotta get back in with Snoop. I got to get back in with Snoop. We got some unfinished business in the studio, because I remember how he came in the game and the sound that he had back then, that all the 213, and shout out to my cousin Trey D, Goldie Loke, the whole squad, Nate Dogg, rest in peace. All that music and that sound is what that's where I come from. That's the sound that shifts hip hop. Yeah, I'm stuck to that. So I have I got stuff for everybody, you know, the youngsters, I got shit, whatever however you want, I got it. Yeah, so if I just want to get back in with the Snoops, I want to get in with the Kendricks, you know what I'm saying? I want to get in with the J. Coles, you know what I'm saying? I want to get in with these people because I know that they take their craft serious. Yep. And just lyrically wise, like I feel like they just, they compliment my style. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I would love to get in there and get busy with them cats, man. That'll be, it's a lot of new cats I like too, but them are the names that ring bells right now to me. You know what I'm saying? I want to get some of my OGs, the Quicks and the Corrupts and all them. I want to Daz and them. I want to get them back cracking on some of this fresh. You know what I'm saying? This youthful energy we got going on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I want to get them cracking. I would love to do that, bro.
And what I love about all the artists you've named, you think about the Crush Groove concerts that we have, and things like that, all across the country. All these artists from the late 90s, early 90s, early 2000s. Yes. They getting a run.
They are.
As E40 say, getting that second win. Pimp,
yeah, happening. For real, man. And he one of the GOATs. I love 42, man. Yeah. I'm blessed to have worked with him too. But yes, bro, he's one I want to get in the lab with too soon, and I will make that happen. It's crazy though, because they getting a run. Look at the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. How big is that?
How huge is that? Yeah, we used to sit back and be like, Cube need to get with Snoop. Snoop need to get with E40. Yeah, used to look at them all together in one. You see what I'm saying? They getting a cold run, and it's a blessing. That's what it's about, man. Yeah. That's what it's about.
And I think about them doing that. I tell people all the time, soak this in, man, because we know life ain't forever.
Nah, man,
for the people that may, when Kobe Bryant, when he was playing or when he was getting older, people may have things that, soak in. Like, you're watching some iconic shit right here. Yes. LeBron James, say what you want to say about him. Oh, he's a Laker that's for lease, whatever. Like, understand what he's accomplishing right now.
Man, come on, man.
We're going to miss that later.
He's a GOAT. We're going to miss that. We're going to miss him in that purple and gold.
Absolutely.
You feel me?
Bro.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Kobe, man. Rest in peace, man. That's my guy. And we, like, I'm glad you mentioned him, because he's somebody that showed us something through his artistry, bro, which is on the basketball court. He showed you this black mamba mentality, which people installed that within themselves, and now they're the next doctors and the next lawyers, and you get it. I love that, bro, and that I try to take advantage of all the positivity that I can in people, especially our icons and the people who are just making a name for themselves, man. I try to learn and study them instead of hating and all that. That ain't what it's about.
Not at all.
But yeah, you got to pay homage, man.
You got to. And you know what? Talking about then, let's talk about now. Let's talk about the new that's dropping today.
Listen.
Let them know what's up.
Now listen, bro. So I always wanted to do my Deathrow album, but unfortunately, through legal business, we weren't able to do that. We by the time my album came, the label was it was in shambles. Right. So I never got a chance to drop my album. What I did was I took it upon myself and say, you know what, I'm going to just do a Deathrow tribute album, because I got mad love for these dudes. The people who created Deathrow, the people, the day ones, the RBXs, the Snoop's Rage, all of them. I got mad love for these people, and I want to do a Deathrow DLC. I want to do a Deathrow tribute. album, and I'm calling it The Problem Child because that's what they used to call me on Death Row, Problem Child. So I felt like what better name, you know what I mean, to pick, you know, than Problem Child. And that will be me just paying homage and paying it forward to that sound and to the, you know, the icons that helped mold me be who I am today. So I feel like I never heard of like a Death Row tribute album. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Death Row has put out albums that was tributes to other things, but I never heard a Death Row tribute album, and I want to give them that. I believe they deserve their flowers in the positive light.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's not so much negative out of rah-rah. No, it was some great things. They changed the game.
Definitely
some great things that
game.
happened with Death Row. So I'm focusing more on that sound, give them that sound, but more relevant lyrics.
And the first single we're going to bump into today, what is it, bro?
It's called Walk Away. You better believe it. You know what I'm talking about? Sampled by Jade, you dig?
Hey.
I love it. I used to love that song. The song used to come on the radio, man. It still played on the radio, man. Shout out to Jade. Wherever y'all at, man, don't walk away. It was so much of a classic. Look what you made me do for this Death Row tribute album. Walk Away. Keep it locked in. KDAY, I'm with my boy Rome, and we going all the way up. Yeah!
Boom.